Got the notification.
Hey, everyone. That's cool. Thank you so much, Brandon. Welcome, everyone. It is Pub Talk 6, I believe, right? Pub Talk 6, guys?
Is it 6? It might be 7.
Good thing we organized this in advance. I think it's... Go check, someone. Go look.
You know what? It's acceptable to lose count because that's what Pub Talk is. You drink beer and then you lose count.
Yeah, exactly.
Too funny.
Pub Talk chapter number 6.
Yes, number 6. What's going on? We're so organized, like that Disney fiasco show. We're just as organized. So
it's Pub Talk chapter 6.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? It's RobFuz. Notifications went out according to Brandon, so we are good on that end. How's everyone doing? It is Pub Talk 6. We have 3 other people in the pub besides me. AdamsLand just said hi, but he's here, so that doesn't even count. What's going on, everyone? We'll kind of hang out here, and I'll do some introductions, and we'll chalk. And then once some people, Steve's rolls in the house. Lauren, what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? Let's just chat. How's everyone doing today? If you guys know, on my chats, I've been talking it up. I've been playing. Yes, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I have the controller on my desk. I was shellacked many times today. I am horrible. One day I'll get there, but okay. So let's do some introductions. How's that? Everyone knows everyone in chat here anyway. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start with Dan. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dan. It's Disney Dan, the man. What's going on? Usually I put you last for some reason, Dan. I'm sorry I put you on the spot there. How you doing, Dan? How's it going?
I'm doing all right. It's good to be back. I'm just taking
I can't stand you, Dan, by the way. Can you tell everyone why I can't stand you?
Hey, you know, I've been playing Call of Duty for many, many years. No, I'm doing all right.
Daily, he's unbelievable.
You couldn't tell that Dan's been playing it for many years because I killed him the other day.
he is unbelievable. He's amazing. But you know what? The good thing is when he dies, he's my trainer. So I'm learning from the best. I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'm just Dan's the best. He's the best.
What's going on? No, I've been a little quiet the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm just taking a little bit of a break. So this is my first time back since Disney Fiasco 33. So yeah, it's just been quite quiet for me, but you know, I love doing pub talk with Rob and many other members of the pub, and I've actually got a drink this week. I'm drinking Virgil's root beer, which I don't know if this is a popular drink in the States, but it was in the States section at my local supermarket, and it tastes pretty good. And
in the States section, you have to believe them, right?
But it's good to be back in the pub, so thank you for having me back.
It's cool. Welcome, Dan. Good to see you, man. So you definitely check out Disney Dan's channel. And he goes live generally every Saturday, 7 o'clock for Disney Fiasco, one of my favorite online streaming shows. He's the best. And good to see you. Thank you so much. And we're going to go over to Brandon. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed that. You got to get you drinking on the show. Ooh, there we go. Brandon, what's up?
What's up, everyone?
Brandon has a fake ID, by the way, to get into the pub. So I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What's up, Brandon? What's up, buddy?
We have an inside joke between all of us, and it works out because we're on Pub Talk 6. We're on chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
Adam, where are you at?
I got my Aquafina.
Nice, good man.
Quick thing. The stream is not sponsored by Aquafina, although I wish it was. Call me.
I forgot to say, Brandon, I can't stand you as well. So I can't stand you. You know why, guys? Hey, you don't Brandon's even better than Dan. It's unbelievable.
You don't say that to your trainer, sir.
It's okay. I also shot Brandon for you earlier as well.
So. You haven't noticed, we've been having a lot of fun. We're actually playing before. We're playing Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 4 was unbelievable, so we're having a good time. I don't even know how to say the name right.
That's how we unwind before the pub. It's like let's shoot each other for a little while and then go to the pub. So.
But we're going to talk a little bit about. Can we talk a little game after we do the introductions? Yeah, let's go. So there's Brandon. Welcome, Brandon, to the pub, and of course, Adam, my man from AdamsLand, and his daughter. Ebony, Ebony's little channel. Welcome, Adam. How's it going, buddy? I miss you, bud.
How's it going?
Guys? Well, I don't. Yeah, you know what? That's a lie because we're just playing video games like 5 minutes ago. So. And of course, Adam, I hate you the most as well. So.
Well, if you moved or hid better, then I wouldn't shoot you. So, but I did teach you, and I got you into what was it?
Top 10, baby. We do.
Yeah, I got you to 6th or 7th place the other day. So yeah, coaching you through the game.
Thank you guys, and they do coach me. I've been learning a little bit better. So you guys are you're a lot of fun. So go ahead, Adam. What's going on? AdamsLand, he's got the bracket videos. I love them. My favorite part, of course, is the Tower Terror with his daughter. She is unbelievable. She is so cute and funny. So thank you so much. I had so much fun with the brackets.
The bracket videos, yeah.
Finally over, Adam. I love them.
Do you know what? That was a labor of love. It really was. It took. I mean, me and Ebony started doing those bracket videos probably in March of last year, and we kind of shot a few bits, then I went away to edit them, and I didn't realize how much I was actually going to be putting into these videos with the clips and so on and so forth. And the amount of footage we shot for probably each video probably was somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half, and then was condensing it down to 30 minutes worth. So that's why the editing's a little bit jumpy here and there, but it was really a labor of love. The one video I decided to do some green screen stuff. God, that killed me. So, hence why it doesn't appear in any of the other videos. Oh. But no, it was really, really good fun, and it really got me and Ebony pumped up talking about what we love the most at Disney World and looking forward to going back. So that was good fun. I'm just going to hit out video 1 for anyone who's not seen the series. There's the link to video 1 in the chat. There's 6 videos. It's a 6-part series. Each video lasts roughly around 30 minutes, maybe slightly over, slightly less.
But go watch it later after the pub talk.
Yeah, go watch. Yeah. Don't watch it now. Don't watch it now. But yeah. Bookmark it. Watch it later, please, guys, because it's.
I'm just joking. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing those videos and managed to wrap it up just around Christmas time. So. Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, all the links to AdamsLand, Ebony's little channel, Disney Dan, and Brandon's not plugging anything, but they're down below if you guys want to check out their channels. So please subscribe to these guys. They're awesome. Ebony's
obviously not here in the pub today, but she wishes she could be. She'd love to have a beer with us all, I'm sure.
Lost I stepped on your joke. What, pal? I'm sorry.
I was just saying she'd love to have a beer with us all, I'm sure. So.
And of course, my favorite moment of pub talk, probably out of everyone. What are we drinking there, Adam?
It's just a Beck's. So, okay. Yeah.
And I forgot to show. I have one left over from Halloween. It is Mother Pumpkin Ale. If I could open it, Blue Point. I don't even know. I had that left. And of course, I worked for these guys for 7 long years. Coors Light. Nice. I still drink it. So, but cool. So Adam, who's in the chat there? Let's go. You're going to take the chat first there.
Okay. So we got
who's here?
Steve's World in the chat. We got
Steve.
Disney World Adventures, Destination Storm, who says, please don't ban him, but he's actually over at Universal, I believe. Is that today? Did he say that? I'm just scrolling back up the chat. Yeah, I'm at Universal Studios. Sorry. Over at Universal Studios right now. Don't ban me. You're welcome in the pub wherever you're watching from. So Universal, R. Johns is tuning in from Hollywood Studios. So the man, the myth, the legend, nice. The world's most famous YouTuber, R. Johns. So
the winner of Miss Universe 2019.
That's the one of the very same. Caesar MT is in with us. He was going to possibly join us at one point, but he hasn't been able to make it today. But at least he's in the chat with us. Noah, the Disney World fan. Lauren. So yeah, welcome guys. Welcome.
Captain Akron just got here too. Welcome, Captain Akron.
Captain Akron. Yeah, I'm scrolling back down the chat now. So yeah. Man. If I missed anyone out, I apologize. It's not deliberate.
Don't forget, guys, smash that like button, share out the stream. We just wanted to give a little cheers to my partner channels, my power channels. Everyone's listed below. Of course, D&G Explorers, our sponsor. So thank you so much, D&G Explorers. We're going to do a lot of burping tonight. I was on their show last night, guys. I don't know if you saw me on D&G Explorers. I know Adam stopped by. Thank you so much. And I think you guys were stopped by too. But I told them the burp thing is catching on. Like, we're playing video games. One of you guys burps, right? Yep. We sponsored by D&G Explorers if you burp, So and I've heard other people on their streams when they belch, Look, I don't want to be known for belching, but I just think it's kind of funny. So. But thank you guys. So how are we gonna work this tonight? How are we gonna do this? Tonight's pub topic. Brandon came up with it, I believe, right, Brandon? Mm-hmm. Which I like. It is our top 5 Disney memories, I guess, from the theme parks. Dan was actually questioning this. there was no stipulations, there was no rules or anything. You know, me and Adam and I took it as theme park memories and everything.
That's
but,
that's what I took it as.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we thought. I don't think there's any rules or anything, so that's cool. All right, very good. And I can't wait to hear Dan's list. As you know, Dan has the most unique lists on this planet. So hold on, do that face. There we go. Too funny. Dan, I love your list. They're awesome. So if you guys haven't seen our Christmas list and stuff like that, you got to go back and watch that. Pub Talks, what is it, 5, I guess. So you got to go watch that back. So, all right, guys, who's going to start it off? How are we going to go round robin? We're going to do one each. We're going to do a list.
Oh, I think round robin and do one each at a time and keep going around. I think it's probably the best format.
Go for it.
All right, Rob, Mr. Host, you kick us off.
Okay. You know, I have a zillion memories from what's it called? From Disney World. That's where I just want to add a little note here. So hold on a sec. Of course. Okay, I just wrote the one word to remind me. But you know, I just thought in my mind, I've been to Disney World, I don't know, close to 30 times at this point. And, you know, Disneyland 5, I believe, and Tokyo Disneyland once, of course. But so there's a lot of memories with the family, you know, and I'm not getting there. I'm not going there. In my opinion, I'm just not doing that. So of course, my kids going, my kids seeing the cast, all that great stuff with my family and everything is great. It really is great. But these are just, I kind of thought back when Brandon gave me the topic and I kind of said, hey, what really stuck out in my mind and what's some cool, funny stories I think about when I think of Disney World. So, you know, my number 5 here, and I don't think necessarily this is an order, but this is just how I thought of them. I jotted them down. My number 5 is going to River Country. So it's another thing you guys can't. And we were discussing this morning. We're discussing this before we were playing video games. It's Horizon's 20th anniversary of closing. And Dan and Brandon said, you know, I'm not part of that generation that got to go on Horizons, which is a shame. And I think
I went to Horizons.
Yeah, but you got to go, but those guys didn't get to go. They were saying so, and I think it's kind of this is the same thing as you guys. You know, this is even longer. It was closed, and you guys never really got the experience. Adam, you were never at River Country, though, were you?
Yeah, I went to River Country once.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, I went once. I didn't enjoy it so much because I think by the time I went to River Country, there were already better water parks in Orlando. Okay. You know, so yeah, I didn't enjoy River Country so much, but I know at the time, obviously, I think it was you know, at the time when it was first opened, probably when you went, I think I remember we had this conversation once before, and you said it was mind blowing for you know when you went for the first time.
Yeah, you know, look, it's 2019. You know, like would River Country be mind blowing now? I definitely don't think so. You know, I'm thinking about
not now.
I'm thinking about as a kid going to this place. I'll never forget just walking around and the way they had it laid out, and you would have to walk through the river, the old-fashioned water slides, and it was just very cool, very relaxing, and just going with my parents, you know, and I really miss it. So it's a shame that it's closed. Yeah. So that's my number 5, going to River Country. My memories there, and you know, I only have pictures of it. I've showed it in past streams, and I don't have any video because you know, you don't really take a video camera in a water park then. You know, now you could, but you know, then it was difficult. So, you know, I've been talking the last couple of weeks about my gigantic cameras and everything, but yeah, we didn't bring them in. So, but go ahead. Who wants to take the next one? Cheers. To River Country.
Who's going next?
Go ahead, Brandon.
All right, I guess I'll go next. This
Brandon, by the way, came up with his top 5 instantly, and he said he had like more than 5 and everything, which was awesome. So that's cool, Brandon.
Yeah, see, for this one, it's kind of minor, but it's kind of minor, but it stuck out more than a lot of the rest. My number 5 would have to be, this was when Toontown was still a thing. They had this little high top circus area, this little shop. They had the gift shop inside this little circus. Anyways, it was me and my family. It was our final day at Disney. We were at Magic Kingdom in Toontown. And some cast members walk up to us. They're like, hey, do you guys want to be the family of the day for the cotton candy testers? Mickey Mouse is like honorary cotton candy testers. We're like, yeah, sure. We get these 3 big old bags of cotton candy free. And we get the certificate. We have the certificate. I don't know where. It's somewhere in this house. We have the certificate. I think it's one of our, it's in the scrapbooks or something. And yeah, we got everything. We got to take a picture with Mickey Mouse. He gave us the cotton candy bag. It was that stuck out the most to me. That's why it hits my top 5, my number 5.
Nice. Love it. So what exactly did you do though? I don't even know what the entailed.
That was it. We got to test Mickey Mouse's cotton candy that he gave us, that he made.
Okay.
And
cool. Did they have like a ceremony, or did they get a picture or whatever?
No, we got it. They took a picture of me and my family with Mickey Mouse giving us the bags of cotton candy.
Oh, cool. Mickey comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Mickey comes out. He gave us cotton candy. But I miss Toontown.
I miss Toontown too.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next? I like that one. That was good.
I can go next if you want.
Go for it, Adam.
Okay, so my number 5, because I'm going to work backwards. So my number 5 is something that also is no longer there now, and it was from EPCOT, and they used to do it twice a day, and I think they called it Carnival, where like if you were stood at the front of the World Showcase area, at certain times of the day, all of a sudden you'd see a double-decker bus coming round the World Showcase, absolutely jam-packed, full of Disney characters. It was the best way to do a meet and greet with Disney characters at the time. They just got off the bus, they danced, they partied. As kids, you got to dance with them and just like meet them all, get the autographs, get the photos, the videos, whatever. None of this queuing that you have to do now at Disney World, where you wait in line like you would for a ride or a different attraction to meet a character that takes up half of your day. You know, it was access to a load, and I mean a load of characters all in one go, all in a space of maybe 45 minutes or whatever. And if you were doing like the Disney autographs that you do when you're a kid and the photos and stuff like that, it was a great way to spend 45 minutes without taking out a large part of your day, and you would meet so many characters and have a great time. I remember having a dance off with the Sheriff of Nottingham from Disney's Robin Hood, and with Roger Rabbit as well, and it was great fun. So yeah, that's one of my favorite Disney memories. They don't do it at Epcot anymore. I wish they'd bring it back.
I wish they'd bring that too, Adam. I remember that I remember they did that with the Christmas theme when we were there. They come out like towards the entrance of World Showcase, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I have a video on my channel with it. And Roger Rabbit was awesome. Roger Rabbit was my favorite character that was on there.
Yeah, he was always covered in like bells that kind of jingled as well when he danced.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
There's probably a video of
Mardi Gras. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was what was it called? Yeah, and there was like a video that my dad shot, like a home video. I think it was the first time we went, maybe in 1991. And at the time, I was too scared to dance with one of them, and so like my dad turned the camera away, and it was a shame because he turned the camber away, and that's when I kind of let loose and had a good time. So the footage is not there for anyone to see, but
or is it?
Just unfortunately, it's not. But no, it was really good fun, and I remember the next time I went to Florida, which was 2 years later, 1993. As soon as I went to Epcot, it was the first thing I looked forward to was doing that all over again and meeting all the Disney characters. It was great fun. So, yeah, that's my number 5 memory.
Okay, Mr. Dan. By the way, my son told Dan he spelled Disney wrong, which is kind of sorry, dude. And I told him it was on purpose.
My first pick was actually from last year, which was probably one of my favorite Disney trips probably I've ever had. And this was apart from meeting all these amazing YouTubers like Resort TV One, Arjons, who's in the chat, and Vibe Project, etc. There was one time where I did something completely stupid, completely just crazy, and it was one of my favorite memories.
Surely you jest. I can't believe it.
Now, a good friend of mine, Corey Meets World, and I decided to surprise him with a 10-shot Beverly challenge at Club Cool in Epcot.
Boy, that was
now you can actually go back to his live stream, and he just was thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and meet up with Dan. We're gonna have a shot of Beverly, and then we'll get on our way." But he did not realize that we were gonna have a lot of fun. And what happened was, I went up to a cast member in Club Cool and I said, "Hey, can I borrow a tray?" And he goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, I need to get 20 Beverly shots." And he goes, "Why?" It's because me and my friend are going to do 10 each. He goes, "No one's ever done that before." And I'm like, "Well, here we go." So Corey decides to sneak up on me, and then he looks down at the tray and he's like, "What are you doing?"
No, he stuck up on you live on his stream, so I got to see one of your favorite moments, which is amazing, and I'm sitting there dying. It was so incredible, Dan. It was a great moment.
It just, I think I caught him off guard, and then what he did, we both set up. I set up my camera, and he set up his gimbal, and you can actually go back to my channel. I've edited it, and you can watch it. And we went through hell and high water for this challenge, drinking 10 Beverly shots, and it was just so much fun just doing this challenge with such a great guy. And I don't think anybody has beaten my record yet, but we're trying to get other people to attempt it. But it is quite a tough challenge. But Corey and I had a lot of fun.
Challenge accepted.
We're gonna have to do that a separate day than our drinking challenge.
Stepping it up.
Once you get to shot number 7, I'll tell you right now, it gets hard. It really does, because it's not so much the taste. It's the fizz. It just sits in your chest.
Yeah, I can imagine it probably starts to bloat or burn. Yeah, give you a heartburn or something. So.
And you can go back into my video and you can actually see Corey kind of bending down and looking over to this guy who's drinking 1, and he goes, "You're only doing 1? We're doing 10."
Corey's awesome. Corey he's live streaming. He's awesome. Sorry, Corey. We had this planned already. So
he's a great guy, and we had a lot of fun. So that was my first pick this evening.
I love it. I love your list already, Dan. I love everyone's list. Everyone's was great. Perfect. Number 5s. If they get better, I can't wait. So
yeah. So Ruth's just joined to say hello. Kay's just joined and apologized that she's late to the pub. Kay, that means the next round's on you. She says, "What have I missed?" We've just gone through the first of our memories each. So
TG Explorers, our sponsor. Dilly, my guys. It was great having being on your channel last night. Thank you. 2 hours.
Dean Jerian, welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm just seeing if anyone else has joined while we've been going. More Sunshine, please, is also in the chat.
Jim, how's it going? Jim's awesome. Definitely check out More Sunshine, please.
Our Disney Adventures, ODA, they've popped in as well. So
hi, ODA.
So
click and salute for them. So
and awesome. Kay says, "What is everyone drinking?" I think Rob's
Rob's
on the course. I'm on the Becks.
Some Becks, and I'm sorry. And some beer. I don't know.
Virgil's root beer, but I finished it.
Oh, you finished your root beer already. So
I got the drink that's an instant blackout after you drink it.
I just burped. That burp was sponsored by my boys, DG Explorers. Woohoo! All right, so we're going on. Number 4. I was lucky enough to do, and I went with a very cool friend, and he's, he kind of like, he said, he allowed me to do this, like he didn't really want to do it, but he's like, yeah, you can go do it if you want. And I got to do the 5-hour tour, the behind the scenes tour. I think now it's called Backstage Magic. So it's $275. You get, it starts 9 a.m. I believe it's, park admission's not included, but I think it's a 5-6 hour thing. And at the time, I highly recommend it. It's incredible. And it was really fun. You start out at EPCOT, you go behind the scenes of, and they still do that for this one, of the American Adventure, which was amazing. You know how the sets come up and everything. You're under the stage and you get to see the sets come up. And you saw Benjamin Franklin. It comes to life and everything. It was just so cool. And, no pictures, no video, no nothing. It's stuck in that mind forever, remembering seeing those moments and everything. We also went over to Body Wars behind the scenes. You saw the way all the different things moved. And it was really cool to see how those simulators worked and everything. I think we went to every park. Animal Kingdom was not open, so we didn't go to Animal Kingdom. Then we went over to Disney Studios. I don't think we did much there. We had like lunch there, and we did Mama Leoti's, the actor, the Italian place. It's the only time, one and only time I've ever eaten there. The actors come. What?
Are you talking about Mama Melrose?
Mama Melrose. Thank you, Brandon. I don't know why Mama Leoti's. I don't know what Mama Leoti's is, but Mama Melrose. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it. Not making me look stupid here. So, but that was fun. The actors come out. They mess with you. I'll never forget one of the ladies there was eating spaghetti with me, and she kind of did a Lady and a Tramp thing with the spaghetti. It was one of the funniest things ever. It was so funny. It was just great. The actors to interact with you, and then we went over to the Magic Kingdom. And we went to the left of where Splash Mountain was, and we went behind the scenes, and we saw where the parade stuff. It was kind of the behind the scenes of seeing how the parade happens. So we would see the backstage part. We would see the floats. We saw them, all the people with their heads off and, the characters and everything. And it was so cool to see that. Interesting. And then we walked from the beginning to the end. They showed the parade. We got to walk in the utilidors. I got to walk all the way in the back of the park to all the way in the front, underground and Main Street. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was just so cool. Yeah, that was such a cool privilege to do it. And go under the castle, see costuming. You see the way the parade's laid out. You get to see where it is and how the audio works, and you got to see all the different departments and everything. And I'm sure Dan's been down there. And it's just amazing how you see, it looks like it's the 70s. They built it in the 70s. They haven't touched it since the 70s. So it was really cool to see behind the scenes and everything and walk underneath the Magic Kingdom and to walk all the way down. And then you see the end of the parade, the final results and everything. It was probably one of the coolest Disney moments I've ever had. Very cool. I'm seeing, I think they still do that. Reserve the talented professionals who design costumes for character show and parade performers too. So I don't know. And then in the read the description now, the current one, you navigate the utilidor, tunnels, see cast members, delivery and everything. But that's for a Disney fan, that's just like the ultimate geekdom thing to do. And it was definitely cool, and I definitely recommend it. And that was my top 4 moment. It was really cool.
Nice, Rob. Nice. That does sound awesome.
Have you guys ever done any tours in Disney World?
Not at Disney World, no. No, yeah. I was going to say, I dare say Dan has with his previous cast.
Dan was a cast member, so, but what did you do, Dan? Did you do part of the thing too?
Well, I was kind of on my list, but I can replace it with something else.
Oh, okay. We'll get back to it. No, we'll go back to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. We'll talk about it. Okay. Who's going to go next? Let's go ahead.
I will, but I did a couple tours. If you count Great Movie Ride, Jungle Cruise, and crap, what was that other one? Yeah, Backlot Tour. If you count those as tours, those are.
Yes.
For me,
hey, Rob. Sorry, Brandon. Just before you move on, Rob. The Mama Leotti thing that you were saying is, I think Lauren and More Sunshine Please have both said, isn't that a Billy Joel song? So yeah. Yeah,
it was a great experience.
And I've got a quick question. When you had the Lady in the Tramp moment with the spaghetti, I hope you were a true gentleman and you rolled a meatball with your nose.
I did not roll the meatball. So. She was an interesting person. I'll leave it at that. So it was really fun.
I think that at that point, I think she'd be like, "Yep, we're done here."
Pretty much. It was funny.
Why?
It was funny.
Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I haven't laughed that hard. It was just so funny.
Let's get too weird and wild.
It was funny though.
All right, so
who's Brandon? Go ahead, bud.
All right, number 4 for me was we were at EPCOT. I think this was 2008. So the 2008 2009, and we did a Mickey. This was our first time. We did Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We just went that night, did a few rides, saw the parade and saw the fireworks. Went back to the hotel. The next day, we were at EPCOT. We celebrated my cousin's birthday, and she was turning the same age as me. And I remember we did the Garden Grill for dinner reservations that night. And I remember my cousin ordered this giant bowl of mac and cheese for the table. And all of a sudden, when she gets it, she starts eating it right out of the bowl. And we have this on home video. And my cousin starts eating it out of the bowl. My mom's like, "Lynn, what are you doing?" "Eating mac and cheese." And she's stuffing her face with the mac and cheese. It's just so great. It's just that just brings back some great memories. And yeah, I love it. I love it. That definitely is a moment at Land's top 4 for me.
Nice.
All right, Adam, what you got?
My number 4 is the very first time I rode Splash Mountain.
Nice.
Yeah, I think like it's funny because you were talking about the attraction bracket before, Rob, when that Ebony and I have done the series of. If you'd asked me before I started that attraction bracket what ride or what attraction I thought would probably win my own attraction bracket, I would have said Splash Mountain straight off the cuff. Now, I'm not going to give a spoiler away as to whether it does or doesn't win, but what I will say is when you then start reviewing attractions and start questioning and matching them up against each other, you surprise yourself with some of the answers you come out with in the end. But what I will say is Splash Mountain has always been one of my favorite rides since I was 12 years old and I rode it for the first time. And I think it was just the ride that completely epitomizes Disney for me. A fantastic dark ride, element of thrill in it, the soundtrack and everything like that. It's a great length ride. And I just remember being absolutely blown away and mesmerized by it. And yeah, so it's if ever I think about going back to Disney, it's the first ride I think I can't wait to ride that ride again. So yeah, for me, riding Splash Mountain for the first time, it just blew me away, and I was hooked for life. So that's my number 4.
One of my Splash Mountain memories was I went and it was done, but it wasn't open. And what a tease that you can go on the railroad, and you know how the railroad goes through.
Back, yeah.
I got a sneak peek. I got to see the whole riverboat, and it was moving and everything, but the ride wasn't open. So I was wow. I think it opened like a couple months later. I was so pissed, and then obviously I went on it a million times, but that was such a tease. Like, come on, like it's there, open up, come on, like it's working.
Let me in. Let me in.
It was such a tease to drive through and not be able to go on the ride. So I remember that.
Yeah, hey, Rob, quick question: are we adding like a couple honorary mentions?
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Good topic.
Wow, I've got to start thinking again.
I got a zillion. So good, Dan. I love these picks.
So mine, I'm going to continue with the whole tour kind of vibe. So I'm going to call this day my first official day as a cast member. Nice. This was the day where we had this class called Traditions. Now, Traditions is the class that every single cast member has to take, no matter where you are, at whatever resort. If you're at Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, the Hong Kong Disneyland, Walt Disney World, everyone has to take a Traditions class. And this kind of teaches you how to become a cast member. What do you have to do? What kind of laws do you have to go by? What kind of Disney terminology do you have to learn? And it was really interesting because we went to this place called Disney University, which is actually behind the Magic Kingdom. You can't actually go there. You have to be a cast member to get there, obviously. And what they don't tell you is when you receive your name badge, they invite a special guest to come in to hand them out. Now, bearing in mind that this room has maybe 50, 60 people in this small conference room, the special guest was really fortunate. We got the big cheese himself. We got Mr. Mickey Mouse to come in, and he handed out all the name badges. So I've got my name badge, and they called out my name, and I went to shake Mickey's hand and blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of like an amazing feeling to have my name underneath Walt's name, because it just tells to me that, this is something that I wanted to do for 13 years. Like when I found out I could do the college program, it was 13 years ago, and I was waiting about 13 years to actually do the program. So I got my name tag from Mickey, and what they told us was, you are now going to go from Traditions, the Disney University, and go to the Magic Kingdom. And this was all part of a exercise that we had to learn, and it was pretty cool. So like Rob was saying, you go through the utilidors, you go backstage, you see everything that's happening underneath the Magic Kingdom. And this
was day one too.
This was pretty much day one.
Wow. Wow.
And now, if you know Main Street really, really well, you walk down Main Street, and just before the Main Street Bakery where Starbucks is, there's like a little side road. So we ended up there. Now, there's so many different entrances into Magic Kingdom from backstage, but we started there. And just to see the castle as a cast member, it is a completely different feeling than it is as an ordinary guest. It kind of just like, right, this is not my place where I go on vacation anymore. It's kind of like my home now. And I feel like this is every single time that I go now, because it's kind of like I'm going back home to enjoy what I used to do. And it was kind of really, really special. And it's kind of weird though as well, because everyone is like dressed really informally with shorts and a t-shirt or whatever, and we're all wearing like suits, and we got these like earpieces, and we're like sweating just in the middle of the day, and I've got my bright pink like long sleeve shirt on. It was awful. I was just sweating buckets, but it was so much fun. And then
I got myself into.
It's such an amazing memory, just being able to get that experience walking through Magic Kingdom as a cast member with my name badge. So yeah, that's my next memory.
I actually have a Dan. I have a friend. He actually just got the position late last year. He got promoted to Traditions team leader. So he's running Traditions over there.
Awesome. That's really cool. I would love to do that.
That's awesome. Oh, look at this, guys. Disney World Adventures. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Chris.
That's so awesome, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thanks, guys. I can't post it with this program because it's Google.
You know, I don't think we ever did something like, I don't think we ever set something in place for somebody super chats during pub talk. We all gotta take a drink.
Cheers. Yeah. Chris. Chris has just brought the next round.
Thank you, Chris.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Clink.
Thank you.
D&G Explorer said, Disney Dan, when you go back, do you run into cast members that were still there that you worked with? Oh, all the time. I see cast members all the time that I know, and I know who are running attractions or running at different merchandise locations, and it's kind of weird just bumping into them. And obviously, I've got a lot of friends who work in the UK Pavilion in EPCOT, so if you're in EPCOT and I'm in EPCOT, you'll probably see me in the UK Pavilion most likely, or at Club Cool. So yeah, those two locations you'll find me. But yeah, I see a lot of my old cast member friends all the time. So yeah,
you know, someone's got to keep a running track here, and then anyone I'm gonna put it on the line here. Keep a running track, and any super chats we get during pub talk, I'm gonna put aside. And it'll be towards buying whenever we get together someday, which we will. I'll have to buy some drinks. So I'm designating someone. So I'll put that money towards our tab. So
I'm gonna throw that on Adam because Adam knows the drinks to buy.
I'm gonna put it towards when we get together. So.
My reputation precedes me.
So nice. So my number 3, Adam, how's it going? What do you got? No shots today? What's going on? What's up?
No shots today. I'm technically in a bit of a detox. I normally
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
This will surprise you. Normally after New Year, once it hits January, I normally go on an alcohol detox until Easter, which kills me, by the way. It generally kills me. But normally I do that, and I watch what I eat a bit more, and I'll lose maybe a stone and a half in weight. So
that's such a British term.
Yeah, a stone is 14 pounds, I think. So
nice. Guys, so we got to keep track of these terms.
So yeah, so a stone and a half. So between 14 and say 21 pounds, I'll lose in weight if I just cut the alcohol out and just watch what I eat for a couple of months. The problem is this year, at the end of this month, me and a friend are going off to Poland for a few days.
Oh, there goes that hiatus. It's gone.
Yeah, yeah. So I said that'd be good for January at least, you know.
All right.
So
my birthday's January 30th. You have to drink for my birthday. So.
Okay.
By the way, Pub Talk January 30th for my birthday.
Okay.
So.
RobFuz's birthday Pub Talk. Yes. Then I will unleash the beast. So.
Nice. Right. So my number 3. I love telling this story because it was a while ago. So let me just take a little look for real quick here. I want to see some. So, and I'm going to ask you guys this too. So, 1992. I just looked up the date. I went to Disney World, and you know me, I'm a photographer, videographer. I filmed. I recorded like 7 tapes of video. Probably took thousands of pictures. I was there I think I was there the longest. I was there like 8 days or something like that. I don't know. I was there forever. And I think on that final 8th day, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I put the cameras in the room. I just want to enjoy Disney World. And that is so rare for me. And I don't think in 92 I had a cell phone with I definitely didn't have a cell phone with a camera. So I just didn't have that camera. So I put it down. And I think we're at Pleasure Island, dating myself again here, Pleasure Island. And it was the Encino Man, the movie world premiere at Pleasure Island. Like that, I think the night before. It was cool. And I think Pauly Shore's in the movie. I think he was there and everything. And they had, I think they filmed it. And I believe it's a Disney movie. It's like a Touchstone movie or something like that. And it was cool. You know, I don't think I saw anything. I think I saw some of the party, but I didn't see anything. And, you know, I don't think I've ever seen any celebrities. And yeah, that's not true. I've seen a couple celebrities like in the parades and into stuff like that, but never just roaming around. I just never have, which is bizarre. And I want to ask Dan and you guys if you guys ever saw celebrities. But so I know cameras and everything. So the last day, I think is maybe the last couple hours I was there. I'm right in front of Main Street, and who walks by me? Not a huge celebrity, but it was still cool to see him. But Vince Neil from Motley Crue, because he had a song on the Encino Man soundtrack. And if bizarrely, if you know Vince Neil, like I don't know if it was a publicity stunt or he did it. I don't know what the deal is, but he married 2 blonde women like in the day, so he had 2 wives. So there's Vince Neil right in front of the castle with his 2 wives, just walking around and everything. And I got to say hi to him and everything, but I never got a picture with him because I didn't have my camera and I was bummed. But meeting Vince Neil in front of the Cinderella's castle in the Magic Kingdom, it was just awesome. It was just a great memory I had in 1992 with the Encino Man, whatever. And it was just really cool to see him. So it's not a great story, but to me, of course, it's a cool story. And I remember that. So nice. You guys ever meet any celebrities? Or see any celebrities in Disney World? Yeah.
Yes, but I'm saving that for my story.
Okay. Yeah. I've not met or seen any, but I'm trying to remember who it was. I've got a feeling it may have been Hulk Hogan. I missed out by one day. I went to like a different park and he was there, and I found out the next day when I got to that park that he'd been there the day before, and I was gutted. I was like, no, because like Hulk Hogan is one of my heroes. So I think it was Hulk Hogan that I missed out by one day, which I was gutted. But, yeah.
I was at Hollywood Studios the same time George Lucas was back in 2017, and I didn't know it.
That's cool.
Yeah. But that's about it. Dan over here has a story. I
met Argos though.
I think Dan has a story, but he's going to save it for his pick.
Yeah, I'm going to save it for my.
That's fine. That's cool.
That's cool.
Okay, Adam.
Is it Brandon?
Sorry, Brandon. Brandon's first up.
All right, number 3. I wrote this down, and then I started writing some of my honorable mentions, and I'm doing a flip-flop here. Number 3 for me is going to be the very first time that I rode Rock and Roller Coaster. And I'm going to say that because it was the time that me, my mom, my brother was born, so somebody had to stay and watch him. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my grandfather riding Rock and Roller Coaster. My face, when it first shot, we bought the photo. It's at my grandparents' house. They're moving. If they're moving, so they're packing everything up, moving. So if they weren't doing that, I would have asked them to send me the picture. But my face when it first shot us was so god dang funny. It looked like I was about to have a heart attack.
What, the stock photo that you buy? That's what it
Yeah,
was?
the stock photo that you
That's
buy.
awesome.
My face was so. I was just like in shock. I'm like, what is this? But that has to be number 3 for me. I have that image burned in my mind forever now, and yeah. My next honestly, the rest of these are all from Hollywood studios.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Adam.
Okay. So Rob, just a side note, I've just sent you a DM in Twitter. If you just just take a look and let me know either way. Okay. So my number 3, my first 2 picks have been like childhood memories for me, and now I'm fast forwarding to as I've been an adult, and more specifically as I've been a parent and taken Ebony to Disney for the first time in this one, in my number 3. And it was our first day at any of the Disney parks. And we went as a whole family. There was my mum and dad, there was me and Ebony, there was my 2 sisters, my 2 brother-in-laws, my niece and my nephew. So it was a great family holiday. And it was for both Ebony and my niece, Sophie, it was the first time either of them had been to Disney. My nephew Sam had been before, but he was only like 2.5, so he didn't really remember it either. And it was the first character meet they got, which they went and met. I believe it was, just bear me 1 second.
I can tweet it. You want me to tweet it?
It was, yeah, if you're not able to screen share, that's fine. It was, I just sent Rob the photo to see if he could screen share it, because I know he
can't in Hangouts, but I just tweeted it on my account.
No, that's fine. But yeah, it was Ebony, Sam, and Sophie all meeting Goofy and Pluto, and it's just captured brilliantly in that photo, the smile on Ebony's face. Yeah, and it's just, you could just see what it meant to them, you know, and it kind of took me back to the first time I got to meet any characters, which I believe my first character was also Pluto, which was kind of nice that, you know, it tied in with Ebony meeting, you know, and that whole moment, just I managed to snap a photo and the 3 kids all just having a blast. It's a moment that's going to live with me forever, I think. So yeah, seeing the kids meet the Disney characters and just having a great time. So,
that's awesome. Rob, thanks for mentioning me in that. I just saw the photo. That's awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Right,
that's such an awesome photo.
I'll put it here.
I've got more. Yeah,
cool. And I tweeted it out too at RobFuz.
Cool. Cheers, Rob. Thank you.
No problem. That's a great shot. So cute. Ebony looks so cute.
Yeah,
that's Sam Media. That's my buddy.
Yeah, that's Sam Media. Yeah.
He hasn't been on the stream in a while. But...
No. Yeah, it's a school night though, and it's like 10 to 1 in the morning.
That's all. The bottle opener doesn't open. Oh well.
Right, we up to me.
Yes, sir.
We are.
Okay. July 23rd, 2016.
Love it already.
I get into work, and I was at Disney's Contemporary Resort, and my boss says to me, "We may have a celebrity come in today over at Bay Lake Tower. Please do not take any pictures. Do not share any information about him. Do not tweet out that you may have seen him. Just pretend, just say he's an ordinary, everyday guest." Funnily enough, I was stationed over at Bay Lake Tower that day. So I was like, okay, maybe by chance I'll run into this celebrity. So I was doing my rounds.
But he told you who it was, too. You knew who it was.
They didn't tell me.
Tell you. Okay.
They didn't tell me who it was.
Okay.
So I was making my rounds. I was up on like the 14th floor or the 12th floor or something like that, Bay Lake Tower. And I go past the elevator, and the elevator door opens, and 2 big guys walk out dressed in black, obviously security guards, and out comes Chris Evans, Mr. Captain America. And My expression was very like, you know what? Play a professional. Exactly. It was, you know, I had to be very professional. I had to keep a straight face. I was like, hello, sir. How are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with? And he was just a very genuine, nice guy. But in my head, I was like, holy Chris Evans! It's Chris Evans! Holy! And I'm like, and he was like, no, everything is cool. And I, you know, he said he didn't ask me anything. I just like, if there's anything you need, I'll let you know. Just give me a shout. And he was very, very cool. And I actually had to keep this quiet for about 2 months that I met him, because they said if you do meet this celebrity, you have to keep it quiet for 2 months, because they don't want the press knowing that they've been to Walt Disney World. They don't want anybody to know, because if I tweeted out, hey, Chris Evans is at Bay Lake Tower, you know, everyone's going to swamp over to Bay Lake Tower.
Right.
So it was amazing. It was kind of more of a shock moment, because I wasn't expecting him to come out of the elevator in Bay Lake Tower. But it was just so awesome. And I actually was going to say I apologize for my awful costume that I was wearing, because if you've seen Disney's contemporary resort costumes, they are awful.
I remember seeing your coat here.
They're like brown with like a really dark brown strip down the middle. It's terrible. But yeah, it was just really entertaining, and just being able to meet someone like that was just fantastic. So yeah, meeting Chris Evans in 2016 was certainly a highlight of that.
Did you shake his hand?
No. And everyone asked me, "Oh, where's the proof, Dan? Where's the proof?" And I'm like, I can't take a picture during my shift. I can't do anything like that. You just gotta have to take my word for it. So, but yeah, it was fantastic. So, yeah.
I would have been like, for me, I would have been like, oh, if there's anything you need, just let me know. I would stick my hand out. And knowing me, I'd be the guy to do that, and I feel so weird if I did that, though.
But I was so nervous. Like my head was just going crazy. I can't even express. I was tempted to say I'm Team Stark, but
what?
I just love the idea that Dan has probably got this almost blurred memory of it now, where in his head he kept his cool, but in reality he was like, it's Captain America, it's Captain and just losing his cool completely.
You do not understand how hard it was to keep this quiet for 2 months.
Wait, back it up a second. Did you just say we're Team Iron Man?
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
Hey, Underoos. So, yeah.
Sorry, guys, my mic fell out. Hey, Adam, what's going on in the chat? I should have just told you that to fix it. Frankie's in the house. Frankie Friday tomorrow, 4:30.
Frankie is in. Yeah, we need Frankie to shoot at in Black Ops as well.
Frankie shellacked me yesterday. Hey, Lisa.
He ran away because we were killing him too much. What's going on? Yeah, Lisa has popped in. She's listening because she's got to drive about. So thank you, Lisa, for still tuning in anyway. ODA's tweeted out the stream, so thank you so much, ODA.
Yeah, I'm looking up Twitter and all the people sharing out. Thank you. More sunshine, please. I saw the ODA, and I saw D&G. Thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate it. Oh, and our buddy Mike, who couldn't make it tonight. We miss you guys. Hold on for Mike. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers for Mike and Jen.
Mike
I
and
was
Jen.
going to say that at the start. So yeah,
Mike could not make it tonight. I'm so sorry.
Mike was supposed to be here. It's a shame, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike. I kind of promoted this a lot. So
hopefully Mike will make the very end. Perhaps I don't know.
He's invited in, so maybe you can stop by. Caesar can jump in too if you're watching. Caesar.
Fingers crossed.
And Toby Jug has just popped in and said good evening, guys.
Hey,
so good evening, Toby Jug.
Yes. All right, so my number 2, and I got a couple honorable mentions too. I got 3 honorable mentions, but I got 2 more here to go. MGM Studios. I still call it MGM Studios. Great, all good. You know, the original
Always MGM.
Yes, always MGM. Oh, hold on. Cheers, guys. Horizon's 20th anniversary of closing. MGM. Cheers, everyone. We miss you. One for the homies. I could spill if I had some more drink. I miss you.
My carpet on my jeans, so I'm not going to spill it. But
you do the and it was funny today too. I was looking at pictures. All the pictures in the thumbnail are mine. Actually, I was looking through my pictures and the backstage tour. It was a walking part, and then you get on the trams and do the trams are awesome and everything. Of course, I miss all that, but there's one part too where all the different props and like it just had like this weird wacky prop warehouse. And I missed this. It's not one of my picks though, but it had the different figures from World of Motion and some of the Horizons were in there, and like there's some old like extinct figures they just had in there. It was awesome. Like they just put them there. Like you get to see them and everything. It was cool. But part of it, if you guys remember, I think it was I forget what movie it is now. It was a Disney Touchstone movie with the submarine, and they did this simulator in the beginning with the submarine. And I always wanted to get picked for that. So, next time I went obnoxiously, I kind of watched beforehand. And if you're right up front and you're obnoxious and say you want to do it, they're going to pick you. So that's what I did. I got up there and I was able to volunteer for that beginning part where, the water comes and splashes on the boat in the first part. And then I was the second part where you walk on the submarine and the submarine comes and it's on my video. It's on my channel too. And all of a sudden, they give you a raincoat and everything. So I got to do that. My friends recorded it for me, so I do have that memory and everything. So getting picked for the backstage tour, that's my number 2. I really liked it. It was really cool and honored to do that and everything. So I never got picked for Indiana Jones, which I always wanted to do too. But I remember Brandon did it. Maybe it's on his list. I don't know, but yeah, I love that moment and everything, and I have it on video. Thank God I have it. So it's very cool. So
nice.
I don't know, Brandon. Is that on your list?
Maybe.
Think about it. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2 for me. This is kind of a long story, actually. So it was me, my family, and my uncle. We were going down to Hollywood. It was MGM Studios then. The year was 2005. It was Star Wars weekends. We did a day in Hollywood and MGM. I'm so used to calling it Hollywood Studios. I need to program my brain to say MGM Studios again. We were in MGM Studios for the day, and we did Star Wars week. Yeah,
opposite.
Exactly. We were doing Star Wars weekends, and I remember I got my face painted to Darth Maul. I got the Darth Maul face paint, and throughout the day it was kind of rainy, so the face was raining, washing off and everything. And you guys know how they have like the Jedi Temple training thing now.
Yeah.
Back then, it was only when Star Wars weekends would happen. Anyways. So, my dad. We
was it more extensive when the weekend happened, or it was just a short version?
It was more extensive. I was wanting to get picked so bad. My dad picked me up on his shoulders. I was young at the time. My dad put me on his shoulders. I'm like, me, and all of a sudden, I hear the guy saying, "You with the Darth Maul face." I'm like, yes. So I get up there. I'm not up on stage. I'm on the bottom. Because up top you fight Darth Vader. Up on the bottom you fight Darth Maul, and where they're teaching us all the moves and stuff, and all of a sudden, the stormtroopers come up, and we get pushed to the side so we can do the fighting one by one, and I get up to fight Darth Maul. Dude, I was so scared. I literally was just like this the whole time.
Darth Maul versus Darth Maul.
Literally the whole time when I was trying to fight, I was just like this. Not even doing anything, and then she was like, "Oh, Doc." I'm like,
"That's awesome."
And after the fight, and after we used the Force to get the Darth Maul and Darth Vader to go away and stuff, and we all activate our lightsabers, "Oh, you're outmatched and stuff." Anyways, the stormtroopers on the side, Vader's like, "Come on, Ben," and then go. I'm telling the story.
His brother, revenge of his brother. God.
Yeah. Anyways, so the stormtrooper on the side, and Darth Vader's like, "Come on, man!" And all of a sudden, stormtroopers the master is uses the Force, the mind trick. He's like, "You should be leaving now. I should be leaving now. Have a nice day." Oh, and have a nice day. The stormtrooper behind him taps on his shoulder. "Did you just say have a nice day?" He's like, me? He's like, me? No. Oh man, I miss that.
Awesome.
But that
cool.
day, I have that on home video, and that has a lot of memory for me too. I gotta show you some of the home videos that I have sometime, Rob.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Adam.
All right, Adam.
Good. That was a good story.
That's cool. Yeah,
All good stories, by the way. There hasn't been one clunker yet, so it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 2 is from the last time I went to Disney World, which was August of 2017. Was that right? Yeah, it was August of 2017, yes. And it was Ebony and I going to EPCOT for the day. And it's just going back to what Dan was saying before about, if you find Dan at EPCOT, you'll always find him at the UK Pavilion. Likewise, it's my favorite place to eat because I like to go to the Rose and Crown pub and have a fish and chips and a beer. And yeah, and I always like to sit out and watch illuminations there.
I never understood that, by the way, but okay.
Why is that?
Come all the way from England to go to the pub there.
They're home.
It's because I like to sit outside, on the outside bit and watch the illuminations there at the end. And it's just something that we went there for lunch. I think the first time we went to Florida, and it just kind of became a tradition that we would always book a table there and have dinner.
And also,
I've eaten at other places.
You can attest to this. When you walk into the Rose and Crown pub, it does have that pub smell.
Yes,
that reminds you of home.
Yeah, you kind of walk in like, and don't get me wrong, I've frequented a lot of pubs in Orlando, like Beef O'Brady's and Miller's and places like that on International Drive or up in Haines City or whatever. They're great little sports bars to go into, but it's different when you walk into the Rose and Crown. It's kind of like, I'm home.
I'm not teasing you. I want to go too.
It's nice to do. So now our previous time in Florida before I went in 2017. It was probably the most disappointing experience we'd had at the Rose and Crown. It failed to live up to the expectations that we'd always had, and it was a shame because it was always and this was the time when all of us were there as a family, like the 10 of us, and it was a shame. It kind of tarnished that memory of always going there and having a great family experience, but I persevered with it, and when Ebony and I went back in 2017, I said, right, we're gonna do the Rose and Crown again. We're gonna book and get our table and sit out there for illuminations, and they completely restored my faith because the cast members working there were amazing. They took a shine into Ebony, and Ebony took a shine to them. Had a great time, and Ebony was dressed up as a Na'vi from having gone to the Pandora stuff and doing all the Flight of Passage and everything at Animal Kingdom. And she was insistent on wearing her Na'vi ears and tail and t-shirt and everything like that. She was dressed up as a Na'vi. She even came up with her own Na'vi princess name, and so the cast members took a great delight in kind of talking to Ebony about this, and they loved that she had gone through so much effort. And we were sat there having our dinner, and they came out and they turned to Ebony and they said, "Mickey Mouse needs help starting illuminations tonight." And so Ebony had to start illuminations with Mickey's magic wand that he sent over because he was stuck on a monorail, is how the story went, which blew Ebony's mind that she was getting to help start illuminations. And the cast members were just absolutely fantastic with her. They gave us a very memorable, amazing night leading up to what will always be probably my favorite of any of the nighttime firework displays, if you like. I love illuminations and the soundtrack for it at Epcot. So yeah, it was just I've got most of this actually captured on one of my vlogs as well. So again, I'm going to share the link out if that's okay. Don't watch it now, guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
please do not share the link.
Bookmark it and watch it later.
Of course, it's all right.
And it starts from about it's a long vlog. It's like an hour and 8-minute vlog, but that particular section starts from around the 54-minute mark. So yeah, go and watch that later, guys, because we do like the food and wine festival and everything first. But yeah, that particular night at the Rose and Crown pub in the UK Pavilion at Epcot, having dinner and then watching illuminations where Ebony helped start illuminations, and it was just watching her experience of that she had an amazing night, and it's something that'll live with her forever, and it'll live with me forever, and completely restored my faith in one of my favorite parts of Disney World. So yeah,
great story.
Yeah. And Kay has just said her niece and nephew got to start the show once, so she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I never even heard of that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a great touch that they do. So yeah.
And that's just at that part that just they do it. That's it.
I think you'll probably find what they probably do is they probably got cast members in each of the World Showcase pavilions doing the same thing. Right. You know, if they're dining or whatever. So yeah, it was very cute. It was very cute. So
cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Disney Dan.
This might shock you, but I've never actually eaten at the Rose and Crown pub.
Wow.
You've never eaten there?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No, because Via Napoli's right around the corner, and I love it.
Oh yeah, just to clarify, Rob, I have eaten at other areas on World Showcases.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just teasing you because we've talked about it before. I just love that you tell that story. But Dan, one night, me, you, and the it's just one word as a title. It's going to be FOOD, food. That's what I want to talk.
Oh yeah,
on everything in food because Dan is a big Disney World food connoisseur. So
I love it.
We know this,
right? So my next pick you can actually go watch. It was like my 4th vlog of my Disney college program or something like that. It was the best cast member interaction I've ever had in my life. It was incredible. And it was, again, back when I was a cast member. And I was about to go on my favorite attraction, which is the Haunted Mansion. And I was vlogging from just outside the gates, and it was like the last ride of the day. The park was closing at 11, and it was like 11:55. And I was with a few other people, and I walked through the entrance, and I say hi to this cast member, and she was really eerie. She was playing the character to the limit. She was like, just like earing me out, like staring me out. And I just go, all right then. And I just continue to walk and continue to vlog. And what I notice because my camera has the screen, so I can see everything. And I just see her walking behind me. So she's left her post to come walk behind me. So I'm like, oh gosh, this cast member is chasing me. So I decide to speed up my walking. I decide to run. And this Haunted Mansion maid is running after me, keeping this facial expression. And we get to the doors. The doors are right there. And we're waiting to go in. And I was like, well, I was talking to my friends around me, and I was talking to the vlog, and I was like, oh, I think I've lost her. And she wasn't a very big woman. You don't even notice this. And what I noticed was she's standing right next to me, just staring at me. Like, honestly, I've never been so freaked out in my life. This Haunted Mansion maid was staring at me. She grabs me by the arm. We walk into the Haunted Mansion, and she says to me very quietly, "Would you like your own private stretch?" I'm like, what? And I'm like, is this some sort of innuendo? I don't know what you mean. And she goes, "Would you like your own private stretch?" I'm like, okay. Okay. So she goes, "All right, so let everybody go in first and just stay here." And I'm like, okay. So the doors, when you are walking through the doors.
Room stretch.
Wow.
So the doors that you enter the mansion close. All the other guests go into one stretching room. I'm just standing there with this Haunted Mansion maid right next to me with the vlog. And I just go into the Haunted Mansion other stretching room by myself, maybe with two of my other friends. They can see what's going on, but I was like the main target. And it's so weird having this Haunted Mansion stretching room pretty much to yourself. And then when you get out of the stretching room, she's like, hurry back, and you have the Haunted Mansion pretty much to yourself. Was an incredible experience. Like, wow. She went to the limit, and let me just find it on my channel.
Yeah, put the link. I want to watch it after we're done.
It is one of my favorite experiences. It is vlog number 5. Okay, so if you go into my channel, click on my Disney College Program playlist. It is vlog number 5. It's easy to find. It's called My Own Haunted Mansion. That was what I called the vlog. It was just an amazing experience. Just freaky, scary, but so much fun. So yeah, all props to that cast member.
Hey, give me a second. I think someone's at my door.
Okay, that's very cool. Okay, just while Brandon's away for a second, I just want to say Josh Resort TV 1 popped into the chat. So hello to Josh.
Hey, Josh. This is Josh's first time here since he's had 40,000 subscribers. Cheers, Josh.
Yeah, well,
thank you.
Josh,
congratulations
to Resort TV 1. And just quickly before Dan carries on with his story, Kay reminded me of something that I wanted to say about my previous story with Ebony's illuminations thing. Was they actually gave certificates out for starting the illuminations as well. Oh, cool. And bless them, they actually gave, because Ebony was so into being dressed up as this Na'vi princess that she'd even given a name to, they gave her 2 certificates, one for Ebony and one for her Na'vi alter ego. So
that's awesome.
Which I thought was brilliant, that they went all out to give Ebony that magical experience and get her to start illuminations and stuff for Mickey.
You know what's funny is, like, Mickey, you're running late. He's stuck in the monorail. I can imagine the phone call.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think you know what?
I'm stuck on this goddamn thing.
It'll be a cool topic. Like, just call it that Disney touch. You know, all those different cool little touches that Disney employees done for you guys personally. You know, I think that I don't really have that many stories, but I have a couple. But
we call those things magical moments. And
magical moments.
I probably have a few that I can share another time if you want.
All right, so it's another topic.
That's cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. So cheers, Josh. Josh had to jet, but thanks, Josh, for still coming in. And you missed Josh, Brandon.
Oh man!
Cheers. We did a cheers for 40.
Yeah, we did a cheers for Josh and
40,559 subscribers. Cheers, guys. It was awesome.
And they've got a video going viral today as well.
Oh, him T in the house. Look at
what's going on.
Look at this guy.
Good to see you.
What's up, Caesar? We miss you, my man. What's going on?
Welcome, Caesar.
Not much. I am in a hurry. I can't stay too long, but I wanted to pop by and say hello. I saw you guys' stories, and I don't think mine are appropriate.
So cheers, Caesar. We love you. Happy New Year, buddy.
I got my cell phone. Cheers. Bam. There we go. Cell phone it up.
Cheers, Caesar.
Yeah, he didn't turn his key in for the pub yet, so he just pops in. It's his eye. So good to see you, buddy. I miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a.
Oh, I did see your message. I will get back to you. I'm sorry it's taking me so long.
No problem. We'll talk. No problem.
Yes.
Caesar's worried. I want to hire Caesar to be. He's a talented artist. I want to, at all his free time, I want him to help me do some artwork. So
and now it's getting even better. Got the camera coming soon.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Are you gonna hang? You're gonna go? What are you doing there?
I gotta go in about like 10 minutes. But
all right, well, hang out. See anything in the chat.
See what's going on.
Cool. We're doing our final moment here, our final Disney moment here. So
awesome.
If you want to, if you can think of anything,
Caesar, can you message Outlaws real fast to let him know that we're live?
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. We'll do that.
R. Johns has just said that he's just got home from MGM Studios and he met up with Meg, Mickey's Magic Meg. That's very cool. Oh, and awesome. And Brandon, Josh is still in the chat. He's just said hello and goodbye to ODA.
Hello.
So,
hi, Josh. Bye, Josh.
That's awesome. All right, cool. I'm gonna go to my number. You know, my number one. It's not my number one per se, but you know, all of them are equal pretty much. So, I was down in 2015. I was in Disney Studios, and ironically, my stories have a lot to do with Disney Studios too, Brandon. It's funny. So, we were there, and you know how it is at Disney World. You plan your whole trip. For every millisecond, you do your reservation. Look at Caesar. What's up, Caesar? He's all excited.
I got the Big Chungus song stuck in my head. I'm sorry. I don't want to steal your spotlight.
All right, I'll get back to you. But yeah, I think you'll like this too, Caesar. Like I planned everything. I have reservations. I have fast passes, you know, everything. You do them months in advance and everything. I think we did, I don't know, 3 months. It was kind of last minute this trip, so it was 3 months and everything. And while I'm in Disney World, I see that there's a new attraction opening up in Disney Studios, and I'm like, what the hell? Like they didn't really make a big deal of this. If you don't know if you know this or not, but Star Wars Launch Bay opened up on December 1st, and I was there on opening day. So I totally changed my entire schedule, changed my entire fast passes, and I said I want to be there on opening day for this because I think it was a soft opening, and the first day they officially opened it to the public was December 1st, which was kind of cool, very cool. So I got to go do that and everything, and I loved it. And it was so cool. All the cast members were there, like all the top dogs, the officials and everything. They're all in their suits and everything and checking out how everyone liked everything. And that day, too, right next to it, now it's going to be, I was talked about it last night in DG Explorers. It was the villain dinner, and it was seasonal thing. So they closed that, and then so it's right next to Rock and Roller Coaster behind a little wall. They didn't make a big deal of it either. It was the first day too. They're like, "Oh yeah, come here!" Like, and you didn't really tell you, but like some cast members like, go around the corner there, and you can go see. They had like a I forget what it's called. It was like a Disney World dance party or something, and it was like Adam. You reminded me like when the thing in Epcot they came out. And these characters came out and danced with your kids and everything. There's no line. There's no.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was really fun, and they didn't really last that long. So I was there opening day for Star Wars Launch Bay, which was awesome. And I was there, and it's not as good as it is now, too. It was very bare bones, and it just opened and everything. It was really cool to see. I think it was about maybe even half the stuff they have now, but it was cool. I could say I was there opening day, and that dance party thing too. I forget what it was called. I have pictures and everything of my kids. And not many people knew about it. They gave out like free food. Maybe it was because of the first day, and like they had a DJ there, and the screens were all around it and everything. It was really cool, and I can't wait to see what they turned it into with the with Lightning McQueen and the Cars attraction that's going to be there.
Isn't it called Club Villain?
That was what was there. Club Villain. That's the show, and that's not what we saw. But Club Villain wasn't running. It was a free, and Club Villain you pay for. This was a free event. There was a DJ on the stage, and they had all these interactive things you could do throughout it. And the characters just came. The characters were just out there. I don't know if it was the first day, but Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, like they were all just out there. Donald, Daisy, they were all just dancing with everyone, and there was no line. And there must have been 50 people, and there was not many people in there. So it was a really cool experience to do that and the launch bay. I was definitely happy we changed our plans to get to do that stuff. So that was one of my top 5 there. So it was pretty cool to see that. So.
Did you say they're putting the Cars attraction in?
Yeah, it's going to be. That's just been closed for a while. It's going to be like an interactive Lightning McQueen experience with it. I don't know.
And are they putting that in Disney Junior Live?
No, that is
okay.
That's the vampire girl. I don't know what her name is, but this is a separate thing. I think it's open. If you watched my stream last night, you would have heard about it, Brandon. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know what it like I said, the capacity, I can't imagine the theater holding more than 200 people, like maybe 300 people. It's very small. Like, so I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a sit down like screen thing, and there's going to be an animatronic lightning. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but it's going to open this year. So that's what they can do. Road Trip Dave in the house. Cheers, Road Trip Dave.
What's
going on, Dave? Hope you're doing good, buddy. I'm one of my partner channels. Good to see you, bud. Definitely check out his channel. He goes live Saturdays too. He's awesome. Brandon, your turn, buddy. That was my top 5. So I hope you guys liked it. I got some honorable mentions.
Cheers, Rob. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Number 1 is kind of a long story. It's like an all day. I'm telling you, it's a full day thing.
Okay. Well, maybe you condense first.
Start of the day, we went to Chef Mickey, and we had breakfast there. Ate some Mickey Mouse waffles and everything with Chef Mickey. And so we had Chef Mickey, and then we were planning on going to Hollywood Studios after that. So we get over to Hollywood Studios, and so me being a huge Star Wars fan, I was wanting to see the wait time for Star Tours. And remember, it's a FastPass Plus kiosk now, but back then, right in between where it merged Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard, they had this little kiosk that showed all the wait times. And my dad and I went to look at the Star Tours wait times, and my dad's like, he's like, Here, why don't you ask these people? I look over. My grandparents are sitting right there. They surprised us and came. They surprised me and came.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Nice.
That's a great story. That's cool.
I'm like, oh my God, guys! So I run over and hug them. And, anyways, so throughout the day, I think this might have been the same day that I rode Rock and Roller Coaster for the first time.
Cool.
I kid you not, it might have been. Anyways, so we go over to the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, and we're waiting in line. All of a sudden, my mom surprised me with.
You're breaking up a little there, bud.
My mom surprised me with this. My very first Disney pin lanyard.
Oh, cool. You're breaking up a little bit, but it's cool. We can see it. Hold on a second. Caesar, do you have to go, Caesar?
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt his story, but I'm like, I gotta go.
Goodbye, buddy. Good seeing you.
Take care, Caesar. It's good to see you.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
January 30th for my birthday. You need to be here. So
I will. I'm glad you told me. I will totally be there.
Cool.
All right.
I'll take that day off.
Cheers. He's gonna take the day off. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. All right, cool.
See you later, Caesar.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, buddy.
See ya.
Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
Okay, so I got my very first pin lanyard. I'm gonna pull a word out of Adam's dictionary. I'm gutted. A lot of my very first pins are breaking off.
Oh man. Yeah.
Of my lanyard, because we have these permanent pin backings, and they don't have the kind of screw that you need for these kinds anymore.
Right.
So we can't get them off. Anyways, I got my very first pin lanyard there. I got a few pins. We're waiting in line for Voyage of the Little Mermaid. This is why it's number one. This is like the longest story ever. So I'm like, oh my God, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. And so throughout the day, we're doing more and more stuff. Anyways, later that night, we're walking in. We're walking around Echo Lake. I look over. I see my aunt and my cousins just standing over there.
You didn't know they were coming either?
I didn't know they were coming either.
Oh, that's funny.
My mom planned this whole thing.
That's so
cool. My mom has it on video of me like beelining it over to them, running to give them a hug. It's just so great. I had the biggest smile on my face, and we went to go. This was before Pixar. The Pixar area was a place, and so they had the little trailers with the characters there, the little character trailers with the characters outside doing meet and greets. And I remember we were in line to meet Donald, and my cousin, we're like 10 people back in line, and my cousin's jumping in and down. Hi, Donald. Hi, Donald. Hi, Donald.
Nice.
Oh man. This is all on home video. It's so many great memories. Awesome. So many great memories, man, from that day. But this is why it's number one. Like, it was surprise after surprise after surprise. And this one, like, I will never have gone from my memory. I will remember it. I'll remember it to my deathbed.
Nice.
I just love it so much.
Cheers. Great story.
That's awesome, Brandon. That's awesome.
That's great.
I
think Dan went to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
awesome. Thanks.
What do you call that? What do you call that in British term?
What, the toilet or the toilet or the
loo? That's new for me, because I only know military term, which is called the head, and English version restroom. But now it's loo.
No, you guys call it. You guys always call it restroom, which we used to laugh about. Would be like, it's not like you go in there and take a rest. I'm just gonna go and lie down, have a nap. So we always found restroom a bit of a baffling terminology for it. It was like, you go to the toilet or you go to the bathroom or whatever. So, or to the loo or the lav.
You went to the loo?
Did you go to the loo?
No, you went to get my charger.
I went to get the charger. So,
oh God, thank you for reminding me, Dan. I need to charge my phone, actually.
Your phone's breaking up too, Brandon. Go ahead, Adam. Let me hear your story. I love every story I've loved, by the way. You guys are awesome. We didn't discuss any of these stories, by the way. I'm hearing them all for the first time. So great topic, Brandon. Thank you so much, and thank you guys. Great story. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, Brandon's one is, like an all-day event, whereas like mine feels like a slight anticlimax now in comparison. because no, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was
you had to follow him.
it was an amazing moment. And Rob, I've just sent you 2 more pictures, and basically it's very, very, very similar to my number 3, but this time it was Ebony getting to meet her favorite princess. And again, it was, you know, the first time we'd all gone to Florida as a big family with Ebony and my niece and nephew. And so the kids waited in line to meet Cinderella. And they met Rapunzel. Was it Rapunzel or Aurora first? I can't remember. Rapunzel first. Yeah, they met Rapunzel first before they had to meet Cinderella. So, yeah. And this is just at the end. So that bit there now where Rob's showing the photo. So that was just at the end of after they'd had the photos taken and had the autographs, and everyone, you know, all 3 kids had posed for a photo. And Ebony paused and said to Cinderella, "You're my favorite princess." Aww. And she crouched down, and that was them talking. The first picture that Rob showed, and then they just had this massive hug, this massive embrace. And it was, it almost moved me to tears, I'll be quite honest. So yeah, it was just like, because that was the moment in like a year's build up of us going to Florida. Ebony kept on talking about wanting to meet Cinderella, wanting to meet Cinderella. And so it was that moment there where Rob's showing it, the talk, the conversation where she just hung back for a moment and said, "You're my favorite princess." And then they had the hug, and it was just, I was so glad I still had my camera in my hand at the time to take those photos. And that's just, that is, as a dad watching your 5-year-old, like Ebony had just turned 5, like 10 days before we went out there. So like, just turned 5-year-old little girl, having this magical moment with her favorite princess who she idolized and watched her film over and over and over and over again, almost daily. That was the best moment. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice,
great pictures. My Cinderella moment was we went to the Cinderella's table. Is that what it's called in Cinderella's castle? Restaurant. What's the restaurant, Dan? Cinderella's table.
Cinderella's royal table.
Yeah, we went and you meet Cinderella, you take a picture and everything. My kids went up to her. It was a little bit strange seeing like the princesses with the boys, but the princesses with the boys were so cool. They gave them like pirate swords and everything. And I always wanted to go to the castle. They loved it, everything. But Cinderella starts just talking to him, and I guess it wasn't that crowd. She kept talking and talking and everything. She's like, my 2 sisters are outside. They'd be really good for you guys. She was trying to set my kids up with her sisters. It was awesome. It was so funny. So I'll never forget Cinderella with her evil stepsisters trying to set my boys up with them. So
nice.
Quick thing. Sean just messaged me that he's in the chat. What's up, Sean? He's a buddy of mine. Caesar was here. He just popped out a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he was here. Of course he missed him. He popped in. Sorry. Go ahead, Dad. Bring us home, Dad. Preach it, Dad. Preach it. Power channel. Preach it, my man. Don't kick my ass in the game. By the way, Dan, I'm not as mad at you. He did let me win a game yesterday. So he stood there. I shot him. And me and Adam are like, is he going to let you win? Or we thought he was going to let me get off some shots and just take me out. But thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. So
Ray J has just said, my daughter's too shy to meet face characters. She met Tinkerbell for the first time and she decided not to meet any more face characters. That's hopefully she'll get more confident there, Ray J. But it's a great moment when they do.
I used to be terrified of meeting characters. I really did, especially when I was a kid. So, but now that I've grown and become way more mature and not a child anymore, I feel like it's a lot more fun meeting them when you're when you can actually have a genuine conversation with them, and it's way more fun. So if you're shy, if your daughter is shy, it's not the end of the world. I'm sure there'll be some points where she'll want to meet characters in the future, because I was exactly the same. So
my kids changed. As they got a little older, they were way into it. So definitely.
My final pick. I have a question. Have you guys ever thought what I'd be like as a 10-year-old?
Always,
all the time, Dan. All the time.
This is a story.
Not as good at Call of Duty, I'm sure.
This is a story
Adam's daughter kicks my ass in Call of Duty too, but by the way.
Hey, Ebony killed me in Black Ops. So
wait, Ebony not only killed you, she turned on you as a partner and killed you.
Yeah, she tried to run me over.
This is the same little girl that just met Cinderella and hugged her.
Speaking of running over,
I was sending a text.
Speaking of running over, Rob, you can't hate any of us because in that very first game that you played, you ran Adam over in the very first ever game that you played.
Yeah, brilliant.
This is true.
Dad. Sorry, preach it. Good.
Yeah, we digress.
So I remember going to Walt Disney World back in 2002. When I was like 10 years old, and I don't remember much. I really don't remember a lot about it, but there were three things that I remember very, very clearly. I remember going on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin over and over and over and over again. That was probably my favorite ride at the time. I loved it so much. Literally, you could just get on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin at any point because there was no lines. Because back in those days, you didn't get the 40 minutes that you do get now, where you didn't need a fast pass to go on Space Ranger Spin. My second memory of that was going on Test Track again, over and over and over again. But this wasn't the Test Track that we have now, where you can create your own car. It was all with those dummies and where the crash dummies, where you see like the big congestion thing where they're being slammed against the walls or crushed. Those are really, really cool. I loved the old Test Track queue line. But the memory that I have in Epcot when I was 10 years old was when I probably embarrassed myself. One of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Now, if you know Epcot very well, there are some leaping fountains over by Journey into Imagination.
Yes.
I
thought
think about where this is going.
So we were with some family friends, and they said to me, Dan, I double, triple dare you to go run into these fountains. Now, these fountains are a lot bigger than they were before. They were like slightly. I think they did a lot. They did a lot. Like you can get a lot more wet from them. And I decided to jump onto these fountains, and I got soaked. I completely, like, literally everything became see-through and sopping wet. And I pretty much was walking around Epcot in not the hottest days. Granted, that is Florida. You'd think it'd be quite hot. It wasn't very hot. I was pretty much soaked from head to toe. And we weren't staying on Disney property. My parents didn't want to stay on Disney property. My family friends didn't want to stay on Disney property. And it was kind of like to get in and out of Epcot was crazy. Like it took maybe an hour to get back to the resort. So we called over management, and they were like, "Hey, my idiot son went to go and jump into the fountains." And they would go, "Okay, what do you want us to do about it?" I'm like, "Well, do you have any like spare clothes and things?" So all I remember from this trip was wearing like these really baggy shorts, but they only also had like a
Wait, rewind that. It broke up. I didn't hear that. What was the last part?
All I remember from getting out of my wet clothes was wearing these like Disney shorts, and they also had like this bright blue women, like young girls tank top.
You got pictures?
And it had like Minnie on the front.
Oh God, send Rob a picture, please.
Oh, I don't have a picture. So
there's going to be a picture somewhere.
And we were just walking. I was walking around Epcot in this weird outfit. I was soaking wet. We were carrying around a plastic bag full of my wet clothes. And all I just remember was, why am I wearing a tank top with Minnie on the front?
Nice.
Just because someone double dared me to go into the fountains. Which, look, if you guys know me by now, I'll probably do anything. Like, I'll do 10 shots of Beverly. I'll put pickles on my tacos. I'll run into the fountains over in Epcot. I'll do anything. So that's probably that gives you a little bit of an insight what I was like as a child My parents probably, I don't know, understand why they didn't give me up at that point, but you know.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my number one story.
That's awesome. I love it.
I like that, Dan. That's brilliant.
That's really
Great.
good.
Oh,
I wonder where that shirt is now.
I wonder where the picture is.
I got a couple to rattle off here. Some honorable mentions. I was there, you know, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad opened up, I believe, 82, and we were there that first, you know, not in the beginning, but right in the beginning, and to go to see that ride for the first time was amazing. There was this cool, I love buying movie t-shirts and Touchstone pictures. Like that was one of, I mentioned it before with Casino Man. I bought one of the shirts there right next to where Launch Bay was, and it got ruined somehow. And I was so pissed that I love this shirt. I wore it like every single day. And I was so pissed every time I went back to Disney World. I always looked for that shirt and that store was no longer there and everything. So I remember that memory. I was so pissed. Frankie probably killing me, but Frankie and my son doing the Jedi training, because you mentioned that, Brandon. It was amazing. It was really cool. And and probably I should have put this on my list, but there was a restaurant there called Jungle Gyms. It's not there anymore. It was on Disney property in the place called Crossroads. I don't know if Crossroads is there anymore.
Oh my God! Yes, I
love that place.
I think
it was just a great little restaurant. It was right on off the beaten path. And if you go there, oh man, I don't think I have pictures, but they had a burger there. It was called the Headhunter at Jungle Gyms, and it was literally this big. It was huge. It had 3 things of meat and a big thing of fries. And I think it was like, I don't know, it wasn't that even that bad. It was like $20 or something, but it was a lot of food. And the challenge was if you ate one of them, they'd give you the next one free. So, you know, I'll never forget going with my friends. We went drinking everything. We went there. I'm a big guy, you know. I ate the Headhunter. I took my victory lap around the restaurant. We're going nuts. The whole restaurant went nuts and everything. And did you know, I got the free Headhunter, and then my friends were cool enough to go. This is before all the meal plans, all the restaurants. This is in, I think, 92 as well. And I ate the Headhunter again, and it was amazing. And then I think I've brought all my other friends back in other times going there. My friend Joey and my other friends and everything. And like I didn't have a problem eating the Headhunter. It was great. But you have to eat everything. And I just loved the Headhunter. Oh, and it came with a big knife sticking out the top, too. Like one of those, you know, Crocodile Dundee knives just sticking out the top. So,
cool.
So you can just picture it. It was really good. I think, and I'll never forget, there's these 2, like, you know, no offense, guys. There's 2 little British kids sitting next to me. Mommy, Daddy, that guy just ate that huge burger. They go and like and stuff like that. Like it was just the cutest accents and everything. And I mortified these 2 kids for life. They're probably still scarred. But I polished that one off and everything. So, and then the second one, I don't really care. I never really finished the second one, but it was great. It was a great memory. So, cheers to the Headhunter. So. But that place, I read, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's still there. And I read there was like gang violence there or something, and they closed them down and everything. This is like 10 years ago they closed it. That's how long ago it was. But that rounded off my other stories. Any other honorable mentions, guys?
Yeah.
Quickies?
Yeah, I've got a few.
I've got a couple. Are you done with your honorable mentions?
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. I'm done.
Okay.
Sit back and relax.
The first one is, because I'm going to go into the explanation of the second one. First one is I got to ride Great Movie Ride 3 times in a row. This was, I will remember it to this day, April 16th, 2017. I was at Disney. It was after we did the Star Wars convention, Star Wars Celebration. The 4th day of the convention, my friend and I decided not to go, and we bought Disney tickets instead of going to the convention. And it wasn't really busy there that day, so we were like, you know what? Let's see what we can do. Let's get over. Park wasn't busy, so we got to do everything that day. But the most memorable thing that day was we got to ride Great Movie Ride 3 times in a row.
That's awesome.
And I'm so glad I did, because now it's gone. Yeah. That was the very last time I was able to ride Great Movie Ride.
Wow,
that's awesome.
And then my second honorable mention was when I got to be an extra in Indiana Jones. That was a ton of fun. I wasn't even expecting to get picked. And so they bring you out on stage. They do the whole pre-show things. Oh, give your best this impression. You give me the best impression. Do this, do that. and then they have you walk up to the top, and there's a side area where you get like uniformed up to be an extra for I forget what it's called. I forget what that scene's called from Raiders. And after that, after scene one's over, they call all the extras down. They have you do all this stuff. Anyways, but it's so cool seeing the action up front. Like being 10 feet away from the action. I loved seeing that. I loved seeing Indiana Jones punching a guy off a ladder right in front of my face. It's just so cool. And then after, because those things, the uniforms you're wearing, it's hot. So you're sweating up a storm. And so after they bring you back up, you take all your uniforms off. You just feel this big air just going through your body. Excuse me. That burp is sponsored by D&G Explorers. They give you water and everything. I wish they gave you a certificate, but they're like, "Oh, thanks guys for coming out. Glad you had fun. Hope you had fun." And yeah, that was the extra experience. Was a ton of fun. I really wish I could vlog it.
It's awesome, Adam.
Cool. That's cool.
Good stories.
Honorable mentions. I've just been adding things as we've been talking. So I've got like maybe 6 things noted down here. So I'll just rattle through them quickly. So honorable mention number 1, the one and only time you might be surprised to hear this, but yeah, I've only stayed on Disney property once. Of the 8 times I've been to Florida. Like usually I stay off property because I like to do other things other than Disney. I like to go to Universal and all the other stuff in Orlando. If you're gonna go all that way, I like to stay somewhere central in Orlando and take in everything I can. But yeah, the one time I did go and stay on Disney property, it was mind blowing. We're talking about those extra touches, those magical moments that they put in, and just the way the cast members were on the resort and everything. I just thought it was a fantastic experience. So staying on Disney property was mind blowing, and I would recommend doing it again. And this wasn't even a top hotel. This was like a budget one. It was one of the all-star ones, and I still thought it was mind blowing. So I'd love to go to a upper level next time to maybe one of the medium ones, and then one day save up to do one of the expensive ones. So Disney at Christmas. I've not done Florida at Christmas, but I've done France at Christmas. Now, it was freezing. It was absolutely Baltic. I don't like doing my Disney.
This was
cold.
recent, right?
No, it was 2016, Christmas 2016. So yeah, just over 2 years ago. So yeah, it was absolutely brassic. It was so cold, and I don't like doing Disney cold because in the end I was queuing up for rides just to try and get warm. Like I just wanted to get inside a ride that was warm or an attraction. But what I will say is, having not experienced a Disney Christmas before, it was amazing. Seeing the nighttime shows and parades and things that they put on, and especially when they did the Paris Christmas illuminations, if you like, on the castle. That was mind blowing. Seeing that, it was arguably one of the best nighttime shows I've seen at any Disney park anywhere ever. So that was really, really good fun. So sticking with nighttime shows, the first time I ever saw Illuminations at EPCOT. Illuminations is probably, even though it's not maybe aesthetically pleasing as Fantasmic, say, for example, or the new one at Animal Kingdom, I think Illuminations, just for the music and everything, it's probably always going to be my favorite nighttime Disney show. I'm sad that it's leaving this year. But yeah, Illuminations, the first time I saw it, I fell in love with that music soundtrack. And yeah, it's just always been one of the things I look forward to most going back to Disney whenever I go to Florida. Let's have a look. This year, the Resort TV One live stream in Paris. That I had such a blast doing that. I think we ran for like 3 hours and 15 minutes in the end, and it was just it makes you appreciate what all the Disney live streamers, especially Josh and Jenna, do week in, week out. But yeah, it was just so much fun sharing Disneyland Paris with
We did so much tests and so many, private streams and tests and everything. I was proud of it.
Which were all failing. And then just, as they say, it'll all be all right on the night. And it was, bar a couple of glitches just to begin with the signal dropping out. It was an amazing experience, and getting to share Disneyland Paris with a couple of hundred people that have never been there before was a really, really good, fun experience. We were exhausted by the end of it. Ebony was a trooper. Bearing in mind, 10 minutes before we went live, she was hobbling about and could barely walk. And I thought, oh God, this stream's going to be a nightmare.
Oh, yeah, because
I'm going to have to carry it on my back and carry the bag on my back and carry the gimbal. And I thought it was just going to be a complete car crash. And in the end, she was a trooper. The whole thing was great. Also this year, going to Disneyland 3 weeks after going to Disneyland Paris, going to Disneyland in California. That was nice, to finally go to the original one, the one that Walt built and visited and stuff. I didn't spend long there, but it was nice to go. And I don't know if anyone else gets this. It's funny when you go to a new Disney park that you've never visited before. There's something about it that the moment you walk in, there's a feeling of familiarity, even though you've never been to that one before. It's something quite soothing and nice and welcoming about it. So that was great. And then my last one is a memory of the first time we went to Orlando, and it was from EPCOT. It was at the Japan Pavilion, and they used to have, in the different World Showcase pavilions, you would have different performers, showing off their culture from that country, if you like. And they had this Japanese performer who was pulling people out of the crowd doing various different things, and he pulled me out the crowd, and everyone's kind of stood around watching. This is just outside the big shop in the pavilion in Japan, which is probably my favorite shop at Epcot as well. And he gives me this stick to hold. Now I'm 9 years old at the time, and he gives me this stick to hold that's probably about this big, so I'm holding it, and it's only thin, so I'm holding it. And then he pulls out a massive samurai sword. obviously, my face dropped. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right here to this man as he tries to chop this stick. And obviously, he was joking, but then he took out a piece of paper and he folded it into a couple of bits, and then he kind of lined it up and he snapped the stick in my hand with this bit of paper. Now, obviously, I'm old enough now to know better that it wasn't just the paper, but at the time, as a 9-year-old child, as someone who's the same age as what Ebony is now, that was mind-blowing. I was convinced this guy was, probably the best martial artist in the world. If he could break this stick with a piece of paper. And yeah, it was just always one of those things that for years as a kid, I just always remembered that. And it was great fun. So always stuck with me. Yeah.
Great honorable mentions. Brandon just messaged me. His Wi-Fi dropped out. So thank you so much, Brandon. Awesome stories. I wish you were here to sign out with us, but we're good. We're good. Let's wrap it up, guys. So what time is it over there? Thank you guys for doing this for me too. 1:50.
That's okay. Has Dan got any honorables? Or
yeah, I've just got 3. I'll keep them very, very quick.
I'm sorry, Dan. I forgot. Go ahead, Dan. No. I want to hear all of them. I love them. You get great stories. So.
First one, very quickly. I think everybody knows the story of me and the pickles.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know the story. I hear you mention it all the time. So maybe a long story short, maybe you could tell me another time. But okay.
I'll just do a very quick summary. So my last day this year, I met up with some good friends of mine, the Viaplay Project, Ed and Mindy, just really wonderful, wonderful family. And we've been talking for quite a long time about me never having a taco. I don't know where it came out. I don't even know how it kind of started, but I never ever had a taco before. So Ed was like, hey, we're going to go over to Pecos Bill's. Bearing in mind, I just had lunch at Jungle Skipper Canteen and go and get a taco. So, okay, so I'm full from my lunch, and I meet up with Ed and Mindy, and we get in line for Pecos. Excuse me, that is sponsored by D&G Explorers. That's
nice.
In mid-conversation. And I get given these 3 tacos, and I'm like, okay. I go with Ed to the Fixins bar, and I say to him, hey, what do you put on a taco? Like, what do you, and Ed is great, just like, whatever you feel, whatever you'd like, that's what you should go for. So I'm like, oh, no, I have a bit of lettuce, a bit of sour cream, some jalapenos, some gherkins, some pickles. And I'm at this point, I was live streaming and I was not paying attention to my live stream whatsoever. And everyone in the chat was like, no pickles, no pickles. What are you doing? This is wrong. What? No. And I sit down at the table, and Mindy just looks at me and just like, what? Why? You don't put pickles on a taco. I'm like, well, how am I meant to know? I've never had one before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So and from then on, it's been kind of like a thing now associated with me that I put pickles on my tacos. I took a bite. Nick from Magical News Live said screenshots. He's probably got the screenshot somewhere of me eating a taco. And actually, it tasted really good. So don't knock it until you try it. So
there you go. Pickles on your tacos, people.
There you go. So that's
it from Dan first.
That was a really fun story from this year. My second honorable mention is something that I feel like not a lot of people. It's a really stupid idea, but as a cast member, it's not all about just going on rides or going to the parks. It's just about having fun and thinking about this as somebody who was 21 years old. We were in Disney Springs. And there's about 7 of us, and we were in the World of Disney store. And I had this great idea of like, hey, this is a big store. Does anybody fancy a game of hide and seek? Nice. So you have like 6, 7, 21-year-olds playing hide and seek in World of Disney store. And then we liked it so much, we decided to head over to Magic Kingdom and do it again on Tom Sawyer Island. And I'll tell you what, it was so much fun. Like, really, I'm not even kidding. It actually made me feel like a kid again.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really, really great. I would highly recommend, like, if you're with like loads of people and you want to have a break, head over to Tom Sawyer Island and just do it because it's so much fun.
Nice.
And my last honorable mention is something very, very personal. So working at the Contemporary, I deliberately made sure that I had my break. I had the same break time every single night. And I decided that, right, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to head over to Bay Lake Tower, head up to the roof, and watch Wishes from the roof every single night of Bay Lake Tower that I was working. And I tell you what, there is no, apart from being in Magic Kingdom itself on Main Street, there is no better view watching Wishes or Happily Ever After from there. It just, every time I watched it was just, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And when I found out that Wishes was going away, I completely lost it because Wishes was the fireworks spectacular that really kind of summed up my trip, my cast member experience, and watching, like, I can't actually watch my last vlog from my college program because I get too emotional because, like, there's so much to remember, and to be part of something incredible is just it's amazing. So yeah, I would say Wishes in general and Wishes from Bay Lake Tower just amazing. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions, some jokey ones but also some really personal ones too.
That's awesome, Bill.
That's cool. That is cool.
There was not one bad story that we told. So I knew this. You know, Brandon told me the topic, and I was like, I wasn't too thrilled about it. And then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, no, that was a great topic. So thank you so much. Brandon said to say goodbye to everyone. He apologizes.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi dropped out or something, isn't it? So
yeah,
yeah.
And I didn't mean to cut you off there, Dan. So
no, sorry,
I forgot there. So. All right, guys. So definitely check out AdamsLand and his daughter Ebony. You saw Ebony's little channel. The link's below. Definitely check those guys out.
Thank you, Rob.
And I'm gonna just wrap it up here a little quicker here. Disney Dan goes live every Saturday, 7 o'clock for Disney Fiasco, one of my favorite shows. A lot of episodes in, and he's great. They both have great channels. Definitely check those guys out. Check, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit subscribe, hit that bell, please. Definitely check out my other channel, all my partner channels, my power channels, and DG Explorers, thank you so much for being our official burp sponsor. You guys are awesome. And thank you for having me on the show yesterday. So tomorrow, Frankie Friday, 4:30. I think, Walt was here before. He challenged us, so we're finally getting into Walt, the villain bracket. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And tomorrow, I don't know if you guys heard, I'm gonna hook up my Xbox, the Delgado. Me and Frankie are gonna play, and Frankie's gonna train me. And after we do Frankie Friday, we're gonna go live again and do some more live streaming. So if you guys are around tomorrow, if you want to join us, we're gonna try to be as family friendly as we can, and we're gonna stream. If not, because I wanted to stream with the guys, but then I kind of play with them, and I'm like, yeah, we're never going to stream our streams, so we're going to look crazy. So I think they agree with me. So, but me and Frank, you're going to go play a little, and if you guys want to have a good laugh, you guys can watch. And that's the plan. So we're going to do Frankie Friday, the villain bracket, and then he's going to hang out. We're going to do some live streaming, and that's the plan for tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. Anything else in the? Oh, here comes Brandon again. Is there any more thing in the chat there that you wanted to talk about, Adam? Is there anything else that people were saying or anything? Or
let me just scroll through quickly. So let's have a look.
No, if there was anything, if you don't see anything,
yeah. Lauren said spent many hours at jungle gyms, which you were talking about before.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So just quickly scrolling through. Mouse Talk said he liked the attraction bracket, which is great. Thank you so much, Mouse Talk. A lot of people just kind of talking amongst themselves cool. and saying, please smash the like button and subscribe. So thank you for pushing it, guys. That's great. A
lot of good comments. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, talking about Ed and Mindy's video with Dan when he put the pickles on his tobacco. And then Kay chimed in at the end and said, you guys told some great stories and pub talk is always fun. And Lauren has concurred and said, yes, it was a great pub talk. So yeah, thank you guys. Cool. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. It was great fun.
So. Glad you guys liked it.
Thank you, Brandon. There he is. Take care, Brandon.
Welcome back, Brandon.
My stupid Wi-Fi crashed, so I'm in my car right now.
That's all right.
I'm literally driving out to a place that has cell service. Around my house, there's no cell service.
We'll wrap it up, Brandon. So thank you so much. Great stories, pal. Everything was great. So you don't have to go drive anywhere.
Thanks for letting me have my idea on here.
It was great.
It was a great idea.
I was just saying how I was like so on the topic, and then I thought about it. It was great, and it turned out to be really great. Thank you guys for staying up so late too. But
our pleasure. I was just going to say, Bell Southern, Road Trip Dave, Epcot Bob, they've all said great stream. Ray J as well, guys. Great stream. Frankie says chapter 6. and Epcot Bob says, obviously, if you it's probably a good idea for us not to stream these games because the mods might have to time you out, Rob. So.
I wanted to mention one thing too. Dean from the Live Place had me on today for his podcast, This Happy Place podcast.
Oh, nice.
We had a great time. Thank you so much, my super agent Dean. Thank you for having me on the Live Place. Dan is on the Live Place as well. So thanks for having us both on there. It's a great place. Go check it out. And Dean got a great interview out of me. So we talked for an hour today, and I'm on it. I think it's my first podcast. So thank you so much, Dean, for that. And I was kind of so excited. I'm like ready to promote it. I'm like, yeah, I'll edit it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, and then I think he was working on it today. So hopefully it'll be out sooner or later. But I will. He's a busy guy. What are you gonna do? But Dean, thank you so much for having me on. He's awesome. So it was very cool. It was funny because I see Road Trip Dave here, and we're talking. Out the whole list is. It's an honor to be. Vibri Project. Nick's on there, even I think Window Parts, Our Theme Life, Mike and Jen are on there, and Road Trip Dave, the last one, and I'm like, yeah, now I got to follow Road Trip Dave because his was amazing. I was just listening to his the other day too. So Dave, yours was awesome too. Dave was on the show too. So thanks again. What were you guys laughing at? Was me or
no? The last comment from Kay Atwood in the live chat.
I'm in the basement. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a real quick story. We're playing, the three of us and everything, and Adam had his niece over, so he had to keep it down and everything.
Wasn't it all four of us and Mike from Our Theme Life?
Yeah.
First time we're ever playing, and Adam can't talk and everything, so I'm lost or something, and he's lost in the video game.
My baby niece is fast asleep. This is just before New Year. Like my baby niece is fast asleep 10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's only like 18 months old.
We're playing, and I'm new to this game, and I'm getting creeped out. I think we're playing some zombie game, and all of a sudden I hear, "I'm in the basement." With his, you know, his British accent, right? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, what the hell? What the heck was that?
It's because you said, "Where'd Adam go? Where'd Adam go?" And I'm like, "I'm in the basement."
So we're playing.
I'm just trying not to wake my niece up.
Yeah, we kept saying we're in the basement. That's our slogan. We're in the basement. We're in the basement. And Kay said it. We're just laughing because he said it. And then Brandon out of
later
nowhere.
that night.
Brandon out of nowhere goes like, he just starts talking to Brandon like he could start like, and he's starting to talk to Adam like he could start talking again like, "Hey, where are you at in this video game?" So out of nowhere, Adam goes, "Chapter 6." That's all he says. Like the whole night, all the guy said was, "I'm in the basement."
Yeah, and then, yeah. I'm like, "Hey, Adam, what chapter? Where are you at?" And Red Dead Redemption 2 is like, "Chapter 6." It's too funny.
So that's our mantra. We always joke to this day. And Frankie was saying chapter 6 too. So you'll see us once in a while.
And Ruth is also correct because Ruth has just said no. He said, "Come to the basement." I did say that as well. So.
Come to the basement. Yeah, but we kind of changed. No, Ruth took it out, but that's right. But we kind of changed it to "I'm in the basement."
Yeah.
It was right there. It was come to the basement.
I think I said them both. To be fair, so.
I mentioned stream. What's up, Viviane from Peru? What's going on? We're just about to get out of here. Okay, thank you guys so much again. I think around January 30th we're going to do for my birthday. I would like to do another pub chat, but it seems like we're getting about one a month. So I love doing it with you guys. It was another great one.
I'm down with the birthday one because we never actually got to do the festive Christmas / New Year one in the end, which I was
we never got
it was just a case of running out of time. I so wanted to do the Christmas one. I probably would have been completely inebriated for it, but it would have been good fun. So let's do one for your birthday, Rob.
Okay, sounds good. So, all right, guys, thank you guys so much.
I'll have to take that day off.
You don't have to take the day off. So, but I guess you work at night, so yeah, you might have to. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was very fun, and definitely check out all these guys' channels. They're below, and I guess we're out of here. It was a long, it wasn't long. It seemed like it went really quick, but if it was a 2-hour stream, thank you guys so much. I did a 2-hour stream last night. I keep rolling. So, thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks you everyone for supporting me. I just hit 1,500 subscribers. I didn't mention that in the latest pub chat, and I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. And they got monetized too. So thanks for that super chat earlier. So we're out of here, guys. Night, Adam.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, Mike's just popped on. Mike's just Mike.
That's funny. Oh, Mike. Oh,
Mike.
I was just about to say your name too. Thank you, Mike.
We gotta get him. We gotta have him on the call.
Wait, hold on. Adam, go ahead. Say it.
He's eating dinner at the moment.
Say it, Adam. Go.
Chapter 6.
Mike was there too. So.
Oh yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Mike.
We're glad Mike popped on. Mike,
I was hoping he was going to get the pop on, but
yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone. Anyway, it's
20-day notice, Mike. For my birthday, we're doing pub. Around my birthday. I don't know, maybe that week or whatever. So I don't know if I can do it that night. Actually, I got some weird stuff I got to do that day. So unfortunately,
as long as it's still January, I'm good. But the 1st of February is when I travel out to Poland for a few days. So yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Whatever it is, we'll celebrate my birthday. And thank you again, everyone, for checking us out. And have a great night. Thanks, guys, for some great video game playing too. Night, Adam. Good night.
Good night, guys. Good night,
everyone.
Good night, thank you, everyone, for coming to the pub. Cheers.
Yes, thank you, guys. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great night.